When I was a young child, I was out in the Everglades, out on Biscayne Bay. We entertained ourselves, and kind of the only guardrails we had was just be home before dark. But today's world is different.
We saw the statistics were very, very alarming, concerning, decline in people's interest in hunting and fishing and going outdoors. It has pulled our young people inside.
So then we started looking at the data. Their area of roaming from their particular home was being reduced by 90%. We knew that this was going to affect the philosophy of conservation in Florida because kids, they could identify 40 corporate brands, but they couldn't identify 2 trees, and they couldn't identify more than 2 or 3 animals.
If people don't understand all the connection with the outdoors and why it's important to have conservation and to take care of these places and engage in them, we're going to lose that. We're going to lose the public support for taking care of these resources. We realize you can't take that for granted anymore. We need to do something about it. When Dick Corbett came on board as a commissioner with the agency, he just came in and said, let's go, let's figure this out.
I was on the Fish and Wildlife Commission and literally went out of my way and said, one of the things that we want to do as a commission is to get kids outside.
It lit the fuse. It was a catalyst to really get us moving to where we are today.
Well, I've known that Dick Corbett was different and unique. His wife, Cornelia, she's a stalwart in all this, and she is as committed to the outdoors as Dick is.
I have to say it's probably in my DNA because I have a great-grandfather who started the first Humane Society in 1875. The Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Children was established under animal laws. In those days, animals were protected more than humans. And I worked there for 3 years, literally being a caseworker. It's been a lifelong interest of mine and a passion in the sense that you can't change human behavior, but you can certainly help one child at a time, and that sort of became my philosophy.
There are so many kind of different ecosystems and different opportunities to get children outside.
Like our coastal areas and like our forests and like our river systems and the Everglades and you name it.
You could be bird watching one moment, you could be shrimping, you can be snapper fishing, you can be deer hunting. So many things to do in the outdoors.
It's just all intermixed and right there, and it's just a matter of all that we can do to try to connect the dots.
So we came up with the Florida Youth Conservation Network. I really believe there is a spark that happens when you're a kid. And just to watch their faces and watch them catch a small fish, first time in their life, first time holding a fishing pole, it's just amazing.
Just a day, and then they'd be leaving and they're just happy as ever, and it literally was transformational, getting kids outside.
How to bait a hook maybe gets them out there, but how the watersheds work into rivers and go to the oceans is how they're going to stay. And you can't really understand that stuff until you're out in the resource. And I've seen the result of some of these kids now 15 years later who are out there in the resource and are advocates, and they're hunters and fishermen and hikers and birders and doing things that they may not have done because they never had access to it.
And this was one of Dick's aha moments. He's like, we need partners. We can't do this by ourselves. The agency can't just go build youth camps and think that we've got it figured out. We need to make this bigger than the agency.
Because we literally started out with the Bo Turner Youth Center, and then we expanded it, and we did about a half a dozen different youth centers throughout the state.
And now the Florida Youth Conservation Centers Network is a testament to his energy and enthusiasm and collaborative spirit.
I mean, here we are. We've taken over 300,000 kids from the school system and brought them into the outdoors. And I personally think, and I think Dick would tell you, that we're just getting started.
Dick helped build that foundation. He led the charge on building that foundation.
Through his generosity, through his tireless effort of supporting the cause.
It's a great tradition, and it's a beacon for the rest of the country to follow.